up, beautiful people? LosingDrea here, and today it is Thursday. I don't even know what day it is. Thursday the 13th? November, and I'm 213.8 on the scale. I get my numbers confused. That's all it is. Anywho, coffee talk. Coming on here to you guys to kind of let you know what's going on with me. Still got the same old backdrop, which means I'm in the same old place that I was in when I did the video the other day. I really like this backdrop. It's cool. You know, I was kind of messing with it a little bit. It's a like a tapestry, you know, and I think you can get it on Amazon or something like that. It's super cool. I just love this tree thing over my head here. But anyways, so what's different? I'm not eating beef jerky. So my weight started to go back down because I was up to 215 pounds, or 215.2, I think, as of yesterday. And today I'm 213.8. And yesterday I ate some sort of like pot roast because it was cheap. And I just put it in a pan and cooked it for several hours to get it to be soft enough to eat. And then I ate half of it, and then I'm going to have half of it today, either for lunch or for dinner, just kind of depending on how hungry I am. I was snacking a little bit and whatnot because of all the other symptoms and cramping and all that kind of stuff that I mentioned in the last video. And yeah, pretty much that's it. But I'm not eating any beef jerky. I had a whole bunch of beef jerky when I got here, and I don't really have a whole lot left now. And I got to tell you, that is the stuff that makes me crave more and more, and I can't stop eating it. And just because it seems like a little bit of beef jerky doesn't mean it's a little bit of beef jerky, because I put huge slabs of meat on my dehydrator, and then it turned into a little bit of beef jerky. So I really, you need to weigh that stuff at its raw state, and then somehow or another calculate how you're eating it after the fact, because it's still the calories of its raw state, even though there's no carbs. And of course, you're not eating it in bulk. It's much easier to keep eating it and keep eating it. The flavor of it is just absolutely out of this world. I've given the pieces to a couple other people that, you know, hey, you know, want to try beef jerky? I make my own. Let me just say, I'm getting fabulous compliments on my beef jerky like I used to on my baked goods. So it's a healthier alternative for me to feed people things that I want to give them, because I used to kind of be like the drug pusher, pushing the cupcakes and the cakes, and then I was trying to do it with the keto cakes and whatnot that I was making, which I make those too, but I can't make those any more than I could make the real cakes and cupcakes and stuff, because I don't know. My mouth, my mind, my body does not know the fake from the real, and I want to just eat in indulgence. I want to indulge in it, and I want to just overeat it, and I don't know when to stop. I'm a binge eater. I'm an addict. I am an addict, and food is a symptom. I can't eat that stuff. So yeah, pretty much that's it. There's not a whole lot going on. It might sound a little echoey in here. I don't know if that came out in my last video or not. There's not a whole lot of things in here. It's just a TV and a couch and this thing behind me, and I'm okay with that. I don't really need a whole lot. It makes things a lot easier and cheaper on me as far as my staying where I'm at and keeping things to a bare minimum. I will say that I went house hunting, and for some reason or another, I felt like I was in a whole different world than the one that I've been wanting to move to. Not that I'm changing my mind much, but I was really depressed yesterday. I couldn't believe I went and saw like about 5 or 6 different properties. Mostly because I went to get the keys to one particular property that you leave a deposit, you leave your ID. It's a realty company, and the key, for whatever reason, and I always am a strong believer of things happen for a reason. I went to get the key, and the key wasn't there. Apparently there were some flooring guys that had gone into the house and had done some work in there, and they turned in their bill, but they never turned back in the key that they had for the place. So there was no key to be had for me to take, even though I had already filled out the paperwork and was about to leave my identification or give them a copy of it, because I'm thinking, if I leave my ID, how do I drive? I don't want to be, ID-less. The girl goes, oh, I'm sorry, this is what happened, and she'll meet you at the house maybe later. So I said, well, I'm thinking of the time that it is, and I don't have an appointment to see anybody at a house until 3 o'clock. So I figured I'll just go by all the different houses that I have written down in my book that I went through on Trulia or Zillow or Rental, whatever. I've been through all of them, guys, seriously. And I started going and just driving, put them in my GPS and go. Put them in my GPS and go. And what I was finding, guys, was like sadness, sorrow, slumlords. I was thinking, oh my God, I've been spoiled living where I live, and having OCD is of no help to me. And I'm trying to not look at everything and saying, well, a screen could be fixed, a wall can be painted, minor things, you let them know, they'll fix it. But the amount of money that they're charging for these places on a monthly rate, I don't know. I just couldn't see past it. And I kept saying to myself, this is not what I initially, I've been up here several times before from last year to now. And I never seen any such thing like I'm seeing. And, granted, I want to be in a place that has property. I want land. I want some chickens. You know what I mean? I want my own is what it is. And the fact that I can't have my own is something that I think I'm not getting past. It's just not the right time. There are certain people that give people homes. If you have the amount of money to put down on them, if you are making, X amount of dollars, and they expect for you to be in the position to buy that home if they put you in it within probably like 2 years. I've already been planning that, so I already have a year down. But the plan moving forward, and why I want to move here, is I want a whole new job. I want to work for a company. I want to work for a company that's going to give me benefits, that's going to be there for the long haul. I don't know what's going on with the industry that I work in for the long haul. And it's also kind of crippled me. And ever since 2017, I realized how it's crippled me. And I have this resentment towards my field, basically, for what I do, the fact that I'm self-employed. And I know that everybody thinks that that's like the American dream, be self-employed, this, that, and the other thing. But I've always, for what I did not know, I allowed other people to, what I thought was, do me a favor. And I'm speaking, my accountant, and I didn't owe Uncle Sam a lot of money. And I used my home, a good, portion of it for my business. And now I have another business. I'm using a different portion of my home so that legally I can take these tax deductions. I don't make enough money to have the car that I have, according to these papers that are going to be looked at by a bank. And I already know that a mortgage lender is not going to help me, or that's what I was told, and that's what I'm still being told. I'm going based on what other people told me, rather than having people now say, well, let me look at it. And I had one lady that was going to look at my an application or whatever and say whether or not she was even going to run it or do something, and then she never even sent it to me. Like, if you can't help me, don't try to offer to help me, and then let me get relaxed in a state of, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to let somebody help me, and I don't have to keep looking, because I'm not here permanently yet. I have to drive 8 hours back home to Florida, and I have a family that I'm packing up, and I'm moving with me wherever I go. And I can go anywhere. I could still work for where I work, and I can go anywhere. And I say that with confidence, because I can do so many different things. I am so skilled in so many different fields and so many different things, like I know computers, I know office work, I'm a personable person, I can hospitality, no matter what it is. I do have a certain standard of money that I need to make, that I need to earn, because I'm on a certain way of living that I've been on for many, many years, and it's giving me that comfortable feeling of knowing that, you know, this is who I am and this is how I live, and you know, like my hair and my nails and things that I like to do for myself. Like there are some things I'm not willing to give up, but then there are some things that there's some wiggle room there, but then I'm not all by myself. I have other people that I have to think about. And you know, all of that coupled together is, it gets to me, and it deters me, and it discourages me, and I'm trying so hard not to be discouraged, not to be deterred, just to stay on the right path of where I want to go, which really seriously that made me feel grounded and made me have more of a purpose in my life than I had been these last couple of years. Actually, life just didn't seem like it was worth fighting for. And then, you know, I had that scare of having cancer, and you know, and everything was going as it was going, and you know, it put me in a place of, you know, where is my life heading? Where am I heading? Does it make sense to me to stay where I'm at, where I'm not really happy, in a house that I'm paying on that's not mine, that's giving somebody else income or you know, future securities or what have you? And you know, where's my return on investment? Where's my, what I want, you know, kind of thing. And so, you know, I've had a couple of people who are very good friends of mine from here on YouTube and or elsewhere, and they watch my videos. And those of you know who you are. And you've asked some very good questions and or tried to reach out and help me with some questions of your own as to, you know, why I'm in this situation. Can I do this? Can I do that? Can I look here? Am I looking elsewhere? This, that, and the other thing. And the answer to that, all those questions are yes. They are all good questions because they are all things that I have thought of, and all things that I have tried, and all things that I am trying. I'm not above doing what I need to do to get where I want and what I want in life, outside of something unscrupulous, of course. Let's be honest here, you know, that's not me. I'm always been one of those people. I like to follow certain laws and rules and whatnot. I don't want to do anything illegal. But it just comes down to a point of, one, I'm scared of buying and being ripped off because I had been in the past. Two, I know a little more than probably most people in my situation do when it comes to buying and flipping properties and or taking over and assuming an owner's mortgage, paying their payments for them when they can't, and or maybe they have to have relocation, they got to move, they can't stay in their house, but they don't have the time to sell it. You know, there's so many different options out there that are available if you can find them. It's finding them that is the information that's a little bit short, and I'm short of time when it comes to looking online and trying to find that information segregated to the area for which I really want to be. Now, when I separate myself from this area, which was very easy to do after yesterday's search, I look beyond, and then I look into other areas and other possibilities. And that's what I'm doing. But I don't have time for that. My plan was that I was going to get back on the road. Today makes 1 week since I left from Florida and came to Georgia and arrived in Georgia. And I plan, if at the latest, Saturday is my absolute latest, that I'm staying here. And I will be definitely going home. I have things at home. I have something that's sold on eBay. I don't want to leave my family to, hey, can you go in there and wrap this up and get it out to the post office? I don't know. I could ask for help in so many different areas of my life, and I fail to do so for so many different reasons. I'm just not one to ask for help. I like to do things on my own. I like to think that I'm a capable body, and I don't want to be an incapable body, because the day that I say that I can't is the day that I won't, and just won't. So I don't know. My mindset, the way that I am, the way that I think is so much different than a lot of other people that I know or that I surround myself with. You know, I have a brother who does very well for himself, and he once said to me, you know, if you want wealth and you want, you know, this, that, or the other thing, you need to surround yourself with people who have what you want. Because it'll give you that more of that energy and that mindset that you need to get it. take it, to know that you're worth it, and take it. And he's so very, very right. He is so very, very right. And yeah, my mind is projecting into the future that is a bright, profitable, comfortable future, because I don't have children to take care of me whenever I get sick or go. And I don't want to be left in a life of where some people, even if I don't know what's going on around me, like my mind hopefully goes first, if that's the case in my life, that I don't know what's happening to me, but still the thought of what could happen to me by not having family or anybody to take care of me when I do come to a point in life where, I don't know who I am or whatever. And that's a great chance for me, because that thing kind of runs in my family. My paternal grandmother, which for those who don't know what paternal means, is on my father's side. She had Alzheimer's, and result of diabetes. And from there, the mind went first, and I was her sister, and my mother, who was her daughter-in-law, was her mother. And, she just didn't know who anybody was. And, I know that, and I saw that. And so thinking that way, I think to myself, I don't want to be that person. And if I am that person, please let somebody who I can trust take care of me in those last days of my life, so that I have some sort of quality of life left to live. And I know that might be morbid to some people looking at me and seeing what you think is a young girl, but I'm not getting any younger. I'm 49 years young at the moment. I feel fantastic, but that's because I got a hold of my health and I've been doing keto. I don't always feel this way, though. I gotta tell you guys, there are days that I wake up and I'm just like, why? Why me? But I don't want to feel that way. I want to keep going. I want to keep thriving. And that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. And I'm trying to help my family along just the same. I want them to be healthier. I want them to be happier. I want them to know that there's more to life than just sitting in some dumb, crime-riddled town where everyone from where we moved from seemed to have followed us. And I'm not talking friends or people that know us. I'm just saying, like, that whole area is like everybody from where I come from. Like, I don't even want to tell you, well, not that I don't want to tell you, because I'm going to tell you, but I mean, there's a lot of people in the area that I currently live now that came from the other coast where I came from for some reason or another. And it seemed like I did it and they followed. Maybe that's what my intuition had taken me, because that's how I am. It's how I've always been. I end up always doing things that set me up to where I need to be in the future for some reason or another. I don't know. It's just how it is. But anyways, rather than keep going on and on and on, I'm already over 17 minutes here. And by the time I close this, it'll probably be 20. And I don't like to bore anybody with my jibber jabber. I just wanted to come on here, let you guys know what I'm still up to, that I'm still up here, I'm still looking, but I really needed to get it off my chest and speak out into the universe to all of you guys, my plans moving forward, because I got really discouraged yesterday. It was disheartening to see how I thought that an area that I would be happy in, that's up and coming. It's a big area. There's a lot of stores, a lot of places, a lot of big companies, things to do and work for, like I said. But the money, the difference, I thought it was cheaper, and then suddenly it's not. And you know what it is there's a shortage of rental homes here, because not too long ago they had major tornadoes in Alabama, and what it did was force people over here because it's so close where I'm at. And believe it or not, Fort Benning, which is the military base, is not housing much of their military. For some reason, they're giving them BH, which is like barrack housing, like money, and it's forcing them to go out and find places elsewhere and not live on post. So I didn't know that, guys. I didn't know that this time coming up here. I didn't think of I knew about the tornadoes and whatnot that unfortunately hit Alabama, but I did not think about the fact that it pushed people over here. And these houses, they come and they go, rentals, sales, they're for sale signs, but they all say under contract. So I'm not even attempting it. I don't have an approval letter or a promissory note or anything to say that I qualify, so I'm not bothering any realty companies or realtors in that respect, because I know what I qualify for. I could be a tenant purchaser where I would do a rent to own, but again, not everybody wants to deal with that because the profit for them is not there for that kind of thing. Why that is, I don't know. I would pay somebody out of my pocket to work in my behalf, just to find out this information or get a hold of the MLS, but like nobody's biting, you know what I mean? Nobody's biting. So I have to try to find a different route. Over 20. With that said, be happy, be healthy, be beautiful, but just be you. Be the boss of your loss if you're on a weight loss journey. And I will definitely be seeing each and every one of you guys in my next video, which, well, I don't know when that'll be. Bye, guys. Be blessed. Hey guys, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, if you haven't already subscribed, please click the subscribe button down below and be sure to ring the bell so you can be notified of all new videos as I put them out to you, as well as if I go live.